All right, we got the OTA practice today. We got Todd Archer at the top of the hour.
Tat.
And this is I hate not being there, but Bobby Belt was nice enough. I know Bobby's got you guys in the mix of what's going on here, so I want to kind of read some of his observations, maybe read some of Todd's observations too. And then we have Todd on, we can ask him some more questions. But some of the things, and I hope I'm not selling Bobby out here, but here's some of his observations from practice, and you guys can comment on if you feel.
Bobservations.
You're amazing.
Let's just get that segment started tomorrow in the morning.
You're amazing. Bobservations.
Bobservations.
I like that. All right, Bob said it was a much better day for Joe Milton. He said
He didn't throw 2 interceptions to linebackers that we're not sure are even making the team.
Nope.
That's a step in the right direction.
Threw the right color jerseys today.
Atta baby.
He had Bobby said he had two or three really nice throws to traffic over the middle. So that's a switch from what we heard last week. It seemed like to me that there were some problems with linebacker play.
Right.
That he wasn't seeing the linebackers particularly well. But I also had somebody tell me that he just didn't look completely comfortable. So I'm interested to see, in talking to Archer, if we get a Milton question, did he look more comfortable today of knowing what's going on? He said both the running backs, Williams and Sanders, were the backs. Blue and Vaughn were running with the twos.
All right.
Okay with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think Javonte Williams is going to be your RB1. I think that's what's going to end up happening. Miles Sanders, I think, ends up being cut like we saw Ronald Jones last year. I think your leading back's going to be Javonte Williams. Jaden Blue will be your number 2, and then your number 3 will end up being Phil Maffa. That's my May 29th prediction.
I hope I'm really wrong about Phil Maffa.
I think Phil Maffa's better than you think he is. I like him a little bit more than you do.
I have some excitement about him. I'm hopeful that he can be a young bruiser.
Please, I hope you guys are right.
Someone said LeGarrette Blount, and I just haven't got that out of my head.
I mean,
if you give me LeGarrette Blount,
there were other running backs that I liked more, but they were gone by the time the Cowboys were there
like
to
Allen,
draft Maffa.
Krosky
Yeah, they were
Merritt.
gone.
Krosky Merritt went after Maffa. Like the pick after to the Commanders.
I would have probably taken Krosky Merritt.
I would have too. But I'm interested to see. Bobby said again, a lot of high energy, a lot of competitiveness, more juice atmosphere at practice than recent years. Is that a slam at Mike McCarthy?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're playing the music, you're being positive. I think it's also Mike Zimmer. Yeah. I know that's your guy, but I think he's kind of old and grumpy.
Hate my guy Mike Zimmer.
I love Mike Zimmer.
What is up with you today?
I don't know. That's a good question, Brian. Maybe I'll just slow down.
But Zimmer,
no, I love it. I think it's been a phenomenal show.
No, it's been really good.
We're having good debates.
Yeah. At this point in the program, I feel like we're on
ping-ponging
a
back
really
and
good
forth.
run.
It's a long show today, Dawson. You've done a good job.
Well,
when you've got delusional believers.
Just don't be like the Stars where you empty the tank in the first period. What I am good at, I will warn you guys, what I'm good at is noticing when the public is just run away with a narrative. And you're all drinking each other's Kool-Aid right now on how bad this team is.
All right.
I mean, I think they're going to win the division, Gavin.
I love this. Just remember.
But they'll be one and done in the
still a
playoffs.
few miles away from the Super Bowl.
How about this one?
It'll be what we usually see.
Bobby says in the base defense, Bland at corner with a rotation of Elam with the 1A and Booth 1B.
Oh, gosh.
I loved Sean this morning when Bobby brought up Andrew Booth's been getting some work, and Sean just goes, why is Andrew Booth still here?
Yeah.
And that's a question that I think everybody should be asking.
That's the status of your corner room right now.
One of the worst things about last year we don't talk about is that injury to Butler. Right?
Yeah, he was playing great.
And he's physical, and he was giving you some. I know he's slower, you know what, but, I mean, that was something. That was something to build on. They need another corner.
Yeah.
And that's why I believe. Okay? We're going to see things in July and August.
No, I think they're going to do some things. Yeah,
I'm with you.
When they go to nickel, it was Bland in the slot, Bobby said. Good days for Jonathan Mingo and Jalen Brooks. Bobby said that. He also said standard O-line group. He said Hoffman was rotating in with the ones for some snap or two. I asked at guard or at right guard or center. Bobby said he rotated in with the ones at center is what he did.
And Booker's got that right guard job.
Yeah, hopefully so. Bobby also said that Nealon and Turner with the first team on the defensive ends. Thomas and Mozzie at the defensive tackles with JT in for 1 or 2 with the ones. So they're rotating him in with Mozzie already with the ones.
That's good. I'm hoping he's a guy that can be a lot more valuable than where you drafted him.
I asked Bobby about Turner playing left end because I think that's kind of where he needs to be. Bobby said, I think he did some flipping, but noticed him at right end with Ezeraku standing. And then we talked about that. That's kind of the thought of maybe he was taking the Micah Parsons position in this since Micah's not there. Also, he said during the 7-on-7 period, they let Elijah Clark, the safety from Syracuse.
They love him.
Yeah, he got some work during the 7-on-7. They let him he was with the ones a couple of times. So maybe there's something going on with these. These safeties that we need to kind of keep our eye on for sure. All right, let's see. I had what Todd Archer was saying here. Todd had some observations. Well, again, we're going to have Todd here at the top of the hour. We can kind of ask him some more of the questions, but he had kind of a nice thread. He said just some observations from him in this last couple of minutes. He said CeeDee Lamb was unable to come up with a deep ball that Dak Prescott. From Prescott, he later dropped to do some push-ups. He said George Pickens did some push-ups right alongside of him. First time Archer said he's ever seen that. He said Jerry Jones made practice appearance, spoke briefly with the number of players with Williams, Jake Ferguson, and Elam is what he offered. And let's see what else we got here from Todd Archer. He said he called a good day from Miles Sanders. The veteran running back broke a good run up the middle and then was able to break free on a screen. So Sanders catching the football. He mentioned about, Jonathan Mingo. Bobby had the same thing. Made a nice diving catch from Joe Milton in the team pass drills. It was Milton's best throw was a seam route to Princeton Fant on there.
Yeah, he can let him rip.
And my final Todd Archer observation before we get to him was that Sam Williams looks good close to his return from his torn ACL. He went through the series of change of direction drills while attached to the cords and looked no worse for wear. The team is being smart as he comes back from the eye being full, ready to go at training